You spoke about your primary motivation for serving as being your conversion to Christianity. Can you describe the moment when you knew that service was going to be a major aspect of your life, what you thought and what you felt?
3 years into my walk, as I'm going to church, as I'm going to the midweek Bible study, and I'm hugging people, you wear the nice clothes on Sunday, after a certain point it became dead to me. It was like, if this is it, I don't want it anymore. And I told God that. I said, if this is all you did for me so that I can go to church and a Bible study, I don't want it. It's meaningless. There was something inside of me that said, oh, I'm a hypocrite, and I could not deal with that. At that moment is when he answered that call, and he said, okay, I'm going to take you into the mission field in Mexico. I'm going to take you and bring people in need to you so that you can fulfill what I did, which was to help those who were poor and needy, those who were hurting. And so since that day, it was about 4 years ago, that's part of the motivation for our ministry, is to get that Christian out of there, out of that comfort zone. Could you imagine what would happen in Las Vegas if people would get out of the four walls of their churches and actually go out there and represent his love?
So let's pretend that you and I are talking right now to some leader of some Christian congregation that you're talking about, okay? Mm-hmm. Someone who has had a real conversion. And they're not pounding at their pulpit about help someone. Should we say to that leader?
In a general sense?
General sense.
Here's what I would say. I'd say, okay, what's more important to you? That person out there who's dying and hurting and that needs you, or that tithe money that's coming in so that you can build your own kingdom here on earth? I'm not condemning and bashing. What I'm saying is, look, wake up. Wake up. What are your motives? Is it here to have the nice building? Is it here to have the nice carpet? To have the nice sound stage so that people come in and they give more money? If that's what it is, you're missing the boat. It's to go out there and to represent his love. That's what it's about. And you know what? It's a very offensive message. There are a lot of churches that don't like me.
It's only offensive to someone who's not following what Jesus was actually talking about.
Yes, and it's form. Paul, the Apostle Paul, talks to Timothy, and he says, these people have a form of godliness, but they deny the power. Religion is form without power. What we do is what Christ did, and that power is the love. That love transforms the life.
I'm going to make 2 examples for you of people who might be viewing this video. One of them is doing well in their life. Maybe they're educated, they're financially secure with or without a family, they're busy socially, whatever. They're busier than a one-armed paper hanger. And the other is someone who's maybe serially unemployed. They work, they don't work, they work, they don't work. They're struggling. It's all they can do each day to get dinner on the table.
Yeah.
Okay? Why would, to address each one individually, why would they want to serve something other than their own narrow interest?
Because we were all created with that something in our heart that is, there's a satisfaction in giving back to people who are less worse off than you. There is. That's why we have, you can have people that might be ruthless business owners, but they need to give to big charities because everybody was born with a sense of morals. That's why the mob can do horrible things, and yet they can give money to these nice charities. And you look at that, and there's something in us that we need to go out and help people. That's that we're born in it. Whether you believe in Christ or not, doesn't matter. We all have that.
If one of our viewers has never been of service in their life, they like what you're saying about service. They like, it seems interesting, attractive. They want to try it, but they want something relatively low commitment level to start. Try before you buy, kind of a thing. Can you give me an example, or more than one example, of something that they could do to try it?
Well, if speaking on Casa de Luz's side of it, you can come down and pass out groceries to people. That's probably the most easiest.
For 1 hour.
Yeah, that's the easiest thing you can possibly do, and it's a safe environment. And you'll sit back. We have people that will come and they'll just say, "I just want to check this out," and they'll just stand and watch for a while, and then they'll get plugged in. and then they're passing stuff out, and then they start feeling comfortable because it is a safe environment. Nobody's going to rob you, nothing like that. And sometimes those are the baby steps people need. Outside of that scope, in just general life, if you see somebody on the sidewalk or whatever that's hurting, and you just feel that urge to just maybe go talk to them, I would encourage you to go talk to them. Doesn't mean you have to give them money. Doesn't mean you have to do anything. Sometimes, the majority of the time, people just want to be heard. And you're just that ear for that 5, 10, 15 minutes or whatever it takes. And they may not ever ask for money. They might not ask for anything. They just want somebody to talk to know that somebody cares about them. That's the easiest thing we can do.
That's what we all want.
Yes.
I believe it was the day before yesterday when humanity passed 7 billion people. So right now, let's pretend that all 7 billion of us are going to watch this video. What would you say to us?
There's hope, and that you're not alone, and we all need to love. And I will just, this is the message that transformed my life, and it's transformed lives around me immensely in a few year period of time. There's hope, and there are people that love you. And even though you've been told that you're worthless, even though you've been told that you're no good, even though you've been told all these lies, everything about you, there is somebody who cares about you. And it's Jesus Christ. He does. And I'm sorry, and first off, I want to apologize and say, I'm sorry that the church has misrepresented him. I'm sorry that we're judgmental. I'm sorry that we've told you we hate you. I'm sorry about all those things, because that's just not true. But that's been the message that has been through the centuries. And it's not true. It's absolutely not true. And so for that, I apologize. But I will tell you there's a hope. And it only comes through him. And true people who actually just love him and want to love you.
If I could grant you any superpower that you've heard of, or one that you make up right now,
okay,
which one would you request?
More love.
To be more loving,
Mm-hmm.
to love harder,
Mm-hmm.
stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you very much for taking the time to meet with me. You've been very gracious and kind. I hope God continues to bless your work.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.